In this video, I want to cover a new feature we introduced with our Instance Analyzer version 2 called this scheduling reviews. And there's a couple ways you can do the scheduled reviews. First of all, you can go into any of these review records and you will see an option in here that says create a schedule from this review, which is basically going to come to the scheduling page, kind of prompt in the details of that new review or that new schedule, kind of based off of the rule group that you chose or the rule group that was tied to that review, as well as kind of use that review as a template. Now, one of the benefits of using kind of the rule as a template is if you have something like an ITIL maturity assessment that has assessment individuals in it, it's going to use the review kind of record to get that assessment detail or who the individuals are that should actually be assessed. But it can also use some of the other details about that review as kind of the template to build the next ones. Right, so that's one way to do it. The other way is to come straight to the scheduling table itself. Say I want to add a new schedule. I'm going to choose which rule groups you want to include in that kind of review schedule, give it a name. Again, you can use an existing review as kind of a template here. Also, you'll see there's a number of options here in terms of how I want this to run. Do I want to run monthly, day of the month to run? Do I want to have it run daily, right, weekly? Right, on which day of the week to run? Periodically, kind of interval in days in terms of when to run this, right? Just one time, or kind of more of an on-demand kind of schedule. Right. So one thing you'll notice is once you've defined these, you do have kind of the ability to edit these schedules. You can also kind of open them in kind of the native UI, and this is again where you're going to see some of those same options to edit these different kind of review details. We'll also mention there is some conditionals you can apply here when you get to this level of kind of detail here. And this is using kind of the standard schedules table of scheduled jobs table of ServiceNow is kind of the engine behind this. It's just scripting in kind of the which kind of schedule to execute, and then we've kind of built some wrapper tables with additional attributes to kind of fill in those details. Now, one other thing while I'm here in the settings, if you don't want to use the schedule feature at all, you will see there's an option in here to remove or allow reviews to be scheduled. Right, if I save that, turn it off, you'll see that Schedules tab no longer shows up. Right. Also, if I go into any one of these reviews, that option to schedule or create a schedule from the review is no longer there. So I should mention that any of these reviews kind of from the native UI can do the same thing. There's a create schedule option here, which is basically going to take you to the review workspace, kind of the same experience to do that scheduling kind of from an existing review. And ultimately, if you want to kind of cancel or remove a review, there's a delete option here, or you can also do the edit and kind of change it to on demand so it doesn't run on a schedule or an activity. One little tidbit about scheduled reviews is that if, as they run on their interval, they're kind of tied into our trends, and that if a review came from a schedule, any of those other items that are from that same schedule get kind of lumped together as part of that comparative trend. So we're basically, if you run on a schedule, it's going to use that as the basis to compare what was the first schedule, second schedule, third schedule, and on and on and on as far as its trended history. Right? So you can kind of see in this case, we've had this same review running for a few months now. Right? We had one run just recently, had it run a month ago, and then 3 months ago. And we can kind of see the history or the trends of a number of findings and number of errors from those reviews over that period of time. So that covers what I wanted to hit on in terms of the new scheduling feature, in terms of being able to schedule reviews, create a schedule directly from the scheduling table, as well as turning it on and off. Hope this was helpful. Thank you.